Happy Sunday, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Henry. Good evening, Lina. Good evening. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome, 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 everything. Welcome, everyone. I welcome you all. See you, hallelujah. Don't forget to like the video, react to the video, share the video. You're welcome. Good evening. Osobaya, I greet you. Edward, I greet you. Eduzo, I greet you. Welcome, 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 everybody. $53 questions. No problem. Let's try. Good evening. Good evening, Ibrahim. That's why I want to leave it open today. Good evening. Africa man, alone. Yes. Yes, so good evening. Good evening, Solomon. You're welcome. Good evening, everybody. Mo máa gbé ọba bàbá mímọ́, ọpẹ́ mi o, Ọlọ́run mi o. Bàbá mímọ́, ọpẹ́ mi o, Ọlọ́run mi o. My pronunciation, I'm gonna manage it like that. Good evening. Welcome everyone. Good evening. It's a Christian song actually, and it's like Thanksgiving and a prayer. And I like this song. Most time when I'm going to work in the morning, I will be playing it. Like it's like my own version of 14 thine name, oh Lord, I go, that hymnal. So yeah, because I grew up in the Anglican church, so um I have all the hymnals somehow embedded in my subconsciousness somehow. Like when I'm going through anything, or if something is going on, my mind always goes to a hymnal, right? And because I know the hymnal by verse, some I know them in Igbo, some I know them in English, so it just kind of helps my mental health, if you may, honestly. So yeah, it's the upbringing I have, and I take it with me, and I'm grateful to God that I have that. So you're welcome, my people. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my live. In this video, I want to do it an open session. That means I want to respond to your questions, right? So if you have any questions bordering on the things we talk about here, or even something we have not talked about but you are interested in it, then you can ask me, right? So my own question is, I want to ask the people that are happy that war is about to come to Nigeria. I want to ask, when that war finally come to Nigeria, especially people in the southeast of Nigeria, where will you be? What is your plan for the war that you are rejoicing that it is coming? Where do you think you will be? What do you think will be happening to you in the southeast? This is something I'm very curious about. I've never been able to understand it. Normally, when you hear that there's war, there's a crisis coming, you are afraid, you are shaking, you are very unsure what is going to happen. Your mind is at unease, but not the people from the southeast of Nigeria. When the sound of war is almost like alluring, like music, like romantic. And anybody can come and beat the drum of war, and they will just stand up and dance. And I don't understand where that is coming from. So I would really like to have some answer. Why is war looking romantic to Ndi Igbo? Because, for example, the history of Ndi Igbo, as we know it today, they didn't even have an army. There was no war. They don't have a history of field of war and conquering and going after, having war. So why is it that when you are hearing that war is coming, or you want to go to war, then you are happy, it gingers you, it makes you feel strong? And I want to ask you, when that war finally comes, what is your plan? How do you want to carry on? What do you have to execute it? What do you have to live and survive it? I want to know, because this is my own question. So you can bring in your own question and we can talk about it. So you're welcome, my people. Welcome. Good evening, Ada. Good evening, Adamu. I greet you. Good evening, Ezioku. You're welcome. Good evening, Ugabi. I greet you. You're welcome. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Solomon the King, I greet you. Moshood, I greet you. Obesi, I greet you. Solomon, Joseph, you're welcome. Ibrahim, you're welcome. Ismail, I sight you. You're welcome. I greet you. Yeah, I hope I have not missed anyone. Korede, you're welcome. Good evening. So let me answer your question. Biafra Liberation Army will protect them. So our brother is saying that the reason why the sound of war is sounding very sweet to people of Southeast is that they believe that their Biafra Liberation Army is up to the task. It's going to stop there. It's going to be there to defend them. Yeah. Nwachukwu Gideon, I cite you. Good evening. I greet you. I greet you. Good evening, Anito. I greet you. Okay. I don't know. Do people agree that where will Southeasterners be? Yeah, maybe I should write the question. What is the plan of the Southeasterners that are happy that war is coming? What is the plan? Like, why does the sound of war make them happy and feel good? Why is it that why are they not scared that there's war coming? Why is this something that they want to embrace or they love to embrace? I don't know, right? So this is my own one question for you guys. Good day, Ogbeni Tunu. So, so you can ask me your question and I will highlight it and we can go there. So, do you know I came to this talking because we saw Sanusi going to talk to, being sent by the President Tinubu administration to go over to Niger and dialogue, right? And we saw him being welcomed by the other side, the Fulani ethnic group people in the other side. And they are welcoming him, giving him a good welcome. You can see that the people there too, they don't want war, right? So that's why they are welcoming this dialogue. They want it also as much as we want it, or reasonable people want it, right? So, and there are people that are seeing only ethnic connotation there. They are saying, oh, don't you see that they don't want to go and fight their own people? You see, the Fulani people, they are taking into consideration their own ethnic nation. That's why they don't want to go and fight their fellow brothers. But you understand that they are not seeing it like maybe that is a national interest. They are seeing it that is a Fulani people trying to protect their Fulani interests, right? So that they are standing, all of a sudden they are standing with Niger. They want to stand with Niger. Even someone said that they are standing, that they will fight along with Niger. And me, you spend the last 10 years talking about Fulani this, Fulani that, Fulani did this in Alibo. Because of Fulani, on the guise of Fulani, you set up your people that are a wounding matter in Alibo. Because of Fulani, all of a sudden, you are now standing with Fulani in Niger Republic. And you want to go and fight along with them for liberation. You know, so they are not seeing the seriousness that you cannot have war on your doorstep and you will be joking about it. It's something very serious because it's not a joke. And there is no small war. You don't know how it will go, right? That's how reasonable people think. But there are people that they have already finished it, executed it in their mind, and they are finished it. So they feel like when the war comes, you just like to dance the final dance together and everything will be over. They are already emerged with the victory. They don't even think that war is something that will go on in any way, casualties. No, they don't think. They are just thinking they are formidable. They are just going to go there and deal with them. They already have everything. You remember the video where Ojukwu was boasting that they are even the one that feel like they were prepared and Nigeria was not prepared, that they will go there. In fact, Nigeria is going to be surprised how they will deal with them. All of a sudden, now we see the cry reach today. And now we are hearing, wow, we are going to war. And this, I did a video one time. I said, what is this romance with war? What exactly is this romance? Like, I don't get it. It's so hard. You admire it. It makes you just feel, yeah, they say you bring money, we want to go and buy weapon, you know, and you are contributing your hard-earned money. Let them go and buy weapons so that they'll use it to fight war. The thing is sweeting you. Huh? You say anywhere belle face, you know, the thing is sweeting you. You want to go to war. The thing is sweeting you. You're not even seeing it that you don't joke with something. Meanwhile, your neighbor in southern Cameroon, in Bemenda, going to 6 years now, they are used that sit at home and destroyed Bemenda, southern Cameroon. Nothing is going on there. Every school is not going. They are doing sit at home. Buying the people they say they want to liberate is going on in Bemenda. Na Kokunu. By your side, all of our, you know, our Southeast politicians, for them, politics is about getting position in federal government, juicy posts. That's where their politics end. They don't even think about territory. They don't even think about territory. They don't think about alliance. You are there, see what happened in southern Cameroon. You saw what happened with Boko Haram. You did not learn. You saw it developing gradually in your place, and we were telling you this thing is a lie, is a ruse, nothing. Cop this thing, de-escalate, calm down. No, you will not have it. You say you want it, you are formidable. Oh, the zoo is burning, the humanity is shaking, oh, vibration. You saw it happening in Bemenda, in southern Cameroon, exactly the same thing. Buying people, easy, they are cutting, easy. It was happening by your side. When they say, for example, there is problem in Nigeria, that's the only place you can even use leg to cross into outside of Nigeria. That is Southern Cameroon. And did you see any Southeastern people worry about what is going? Instead, they are even making reference and say, you see, if not, we would have gone far. Look at Southern Cameroon. They have gone far. Gone far in what? Happy Sunday, Igwe. What they say, Southern Cameroon have gone far. Gone far in what? How far has Southern Cameroon gone? What are you seeing in Southern Cameroon that you so love, that you want to emulate? Like, what exactly is going on in Southern Cameroon that you make reference to and point to and say, look at Southern Cameroon. If not because of all this saboteur, we would have gone far. Look at Southern Cameroon. What exactly are you seeing in Southern Cameroon? Did you see any of our leaders even open their mouth and mention what is going on in Southern Cameroon? Meanwhile, Southern Cameroon is the only place they can rush into with leg. Southern Cameroon is the only neighboring country outside Nigeria that you can even say if there is Gbasgbos you can run into. You don't have that, oh. You don't have that. Only what you have is Nigeria. So does it mean that when the wahala now come, when wahala now starts, you say you want to go and fight Nigeria. And then when the wahala starts, you will now be looking how to run back inside the same Nigeria that you say you are fighting for your freedom from. Like, hello, somebody wake me up. Or maybe I am the one sleeping. I don't understand. Help me, right? So you are seeing what is going on in Southern Cameroon, the same thing that they are doing in your place, buying their own people, no school, sit at home, fighting government. They want Ambazonia. And you have never said anything. All our Southeastern police, they don't even understand territory. All eyes on Abuja. Buhari left here. Aisha boyfriend. Buhari is there. Buhari this. Hausa Fulani, Yoruba. The same people you say you don't want, you don't like them, you don't want to stay with them. You are not even looking around. Who else is around you? Who else is around you? You are there looking at Southern Cameroon. They have destroyed their place. Many of them are inside Nigeria as refugees. I've never seen any Southeasterner open their mouth and talk about Southern Cameroon and use it as a point of reference. Instead, we have our Southeastern leaders. They came together and they said, yes, IPOB is innocent of everything that is happening in the Southeast. If anybody have proof that they should bring it, that they have said they are not the one doing it. So all those camps that Nigeria's law enforcement always go and bust, all those people they present and interview and show, and they are showing their confession, talking about the people they buy, is not enough. It's not enough, right? Tell me, when that katakata you are happy that is going to bust, when it busts, where do you think you want to run to? You want to run into Benin City, or you want to run into Port Harcourt? Oh, you want to run into Akwa Ibom State? I don't know. Or maybe you want to run to Kogi. Oh no, you want to go up to Benue. I see. You go from Enugu into Benue, and from Benue you go to Taraba. Okay, I understand. Now from there you now go to Maiduguri. From there, where else do you want to go? The next thing is still Cameroon. I mean, you want to go from there to Chad? There is still katakata there. Those one they are not. They say they don't do ECOWAS again. Where do you? I want to understand it. You people should explain it for me. Okay. You will now enter motor and go to Lagos again, or go to Ibadan. From Ibadan, you now go to where again? Where will you go from there? You now be going looking for how to enter Togo or be Port Novo. I don't know. It's not our brother is saying that he don't want the war, but he don't still like don't like about Africa, why they are seeing Russia and China as their new messiah. Yeah, because they put themselves in a beggy position. They have so many years to develop Africa. They are not doing it. They are stealing. The biggest threat to Nigeria democracy is the politicians themselves. Is the politics where, as we are talking now, Edo State governor and his deputy, they are doing their own coup, intra coup inside Nigeria. They are fighting. Governor and deputy, they can't agree. So the governor deputy want to leave PDP and go back to APC where he came from. He used to be in APC. Now he went to PDP and became the governorship candidate. Even Obaseki came from APC. You now went to PDP, right? Now they are not fighting. That one want to come back to APC. Oshomole say, APC is not a refugee camp. That it should day it's day where is day. They are doing intra coup inside Nigeria in Edo State as we are talking. So my people, good evening. Good evening, Odi. I greet you. He said they're embarrassing Lily Liver coward. The both of them are fighting. Yeah, you can corroborate that. I saw the video now. I saw the video that they made. So my brother Ozemena, the problem is not even about we that are not in power. We can say what we want. We can have any feeling we want. But it is the people who have the instrument of the state that can do something. And they are the one jeopardizing the whole thing. And they're the one making democracy a joke in Nigeria. Let me play this video that, you know, Kemi Olunloyo. Let me play this video she did today. In answer to the question of our brother, what is it called now? Chetana. Let me play this audio.
La démocratie ne marche pas en Afrique. Yeah. La démocratie ne marche pas en Afrique. Democracy does not work in Africa. It's like same-sex marriage in America. 10 to 12 states approved same-sex marriage and the others didn't. Within 20 years, everybody was approved by the Supreme Court.
You know, they speak for he said democracy does not work in Africa. It's like when they are doing man to man, woman, and woman to woman in America, and it's working for them. But if you want to take it and go to another place, it's not working. In a place like Nigeria, say man, they marry man, say it's not working. Let's listen further.
It's the same with democracy in Africa. It may work for some countries, but some it doesn't work. Even Ghana, who is enjoying the best in democracy now, needed intervention from a military man, Sherrod Rawlings. So the democracy the Ghanaians are enjoying today was not ordinary. People died in the process. Nigerian democracy. As of today, August 13th, 2023, Nigeria is the richest country in Africa.
So she did this video today, and she's talking about democracy in Africa. Generally, she started with what happened in Ghana. You remember that military officer that came in that time, did coup. He did coup, that coup, he did it 2 times. He did it the first time, handed it over to a civilian and went back to be a soldier. And when they are still fumbling, he still came back and overthrew them and still rule again until he became a civilian himself, like Obasanjo, rule again before he now finally, eventually hand over, right? So it's not working. They are the one that are the problem, not me and you. What you are seeing from ordinary people is the frustration. It's the frustration. Like you have a government and the people, they are like parallel lines. Everybody going their way. Oh, they know they meet. They know they meet. You understand? That's the main issue she's saying. And she's doing this video today and she's making reference to Nigeria, that Nigerian democracy is not working as of today.
South Africa and Egypt. Does that make sense to you? Everything expensive, inflation is high. To you, everything Nigeria is the richest country in Africa, followed by South Africa in 23. Nigeria is the
Wait, let me start from
as of today. August 13th, 2023. Today. Nigeria is the richest country in Africa, followed by South Africa and Egypt. Does that make sense to you? Everything expensive, inflation is high. Democracy doesn't work all the time because of corruption. It has eaten up Africa.
Yeah.
So these countries that have military governments, give them a chance to free their people. Africa does not need Western aid. We have everything here. Lithium, oil, uranium, diamonds, gold, name it.
So this is our own Auntie Kemi. She's doctor, pharmacist, everything. You know, she dey give salute to the military. She say it's not working in Nigeria because Nigeria is rich. Nigeria have everything, but corruption is not giving room. And the worst thing that has happened to Nigerian democracy is the political party formation does not have any standing ideology. That is the worst thing that has happened to Nigeria. That is why somebody can be APC today and climb the rock and jump down the sea and say anything and do anything, and tomorrow he's in the opposite party, and next year he's back in the other party, flip flop. So this is an unstable thing. In nature abhors instability, and leaders that are unstable, they have nothing to offer. Leaders that are unstable, they have nothing to offer. Even in animal kingdom, right? Animals don't follow unstable person. Whether na dog or whether na goat or whether na even ants, insects, they no dey follow leader wey dey unstable. So there's nothing someone that is unstable can give you, because you know what we do comes from our conviction. What is that thing you are convinced about? Like, it's well seated into you. It's a part of your ideology. It's part of your belief system. It's who you are, and it grinds you. And because of the guiding principle of that your belief, that your ideology that you have, your worldview, how you see the world, that is where you stand. That help you to align your thoughts and your action. But when this is missing, you know, even the Bible said it. Can a house stand when the foundation is not there? No, there's no foundation. We have leaders that are unstable. They don't have foundation. What is their conviction? That's why every day they'll say they are building road. They are building road. The world is moving world. They are building road. And still there is no road. You are building road, and there is no road. Are you getting me? So the what you people need to understand, Chetana, you have to understand that we as African people, we are the one looking for savior. We are the one looking for helper. My helper, oh, my helper, my destiny helper, oh. There is something that make me fall into your presence, oh, my only helper. We are looking for helper. Oh, my destiny helper, locate me by fire. You, my destiny, not that there's nothing wrong with your destiny helper. Oh. I'm not saying that you should not pray that God will send your destiny helper. But how can a whole race, a whole race that God have given everything, a land that is rich in everything that you can think of, brain. An African child, by the time an African child is 8 months, is standing, is walking, it's brain power that make that coordination. An African baby that say to walk is 1 year. Minimum, like 1 year is like average for African children to walk, stand, like not stand, just they are walking already 1 year. From 7 months, 6 months, there are people that even by 6 months they are standing. You understand me? By 6 months, African children are babies. Go on, I don't know if you have babies. When did your baby walk? 8 months, 7 months, they don't get up. It need logical brain to coordinate that extremities to stand. But where is that brain power? We lose it. We don't lose am. We know they get anything. Instead, na story we go dey follow. Hey, oh, they say wish fall for here. You just fall for here. There's a video I shared with you guys in my chat. A young girl, you see that girl, he need help. They put her, they say na wish, they beat her. They don't want to develop. You understand? Use hair, they remove sand and shovel there. Good evening, you can get Greg. Nobody is even pushing us. The main issue we are having is the politicians. You and me, we don't have. What have we done in our life? Which role have we played? We have not done anything. The main issue we're having is the politicians, and that picture I was telling you. I think someone told me that the name is Abuzu. I didn't understand at first. That he had something in his right hand. He had a bountiful harvest on the head. He had on the right hand. He had on the left hand. He took one on the left. He took the other one. Thank you, Ugi. Most of us that live here in Oyibo country, Oyibo Pikin, 8 months, 1 year, na belle they still dey lie down. I never get up. Many of them, they never get up. But before you know it, like once they will get up like this, fiam, they will be training them. Before you know it, you will see Oyibo Pikin like this. It's small. Like 2 years, you go they talk. Like you go they not be baby talk. You go they have conversation with you. What is the solution, Ihe Chuku? That is the question. She said that democracy is not working because of the corruption of the politicians. And because, how they put it is that they said, oh, my brother, you are welcome. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you want to start contributing now.
No problem. I'll still, once you finish, that's no problem. Okay. Good evening.
Good evening. They say, guilty conscience, fear no accusation. He that goes to equity must come with clean hands. So when you come with equity, that's the problem. Why? Because you want to steal. You want steal? Motor, car, house. You don't think about the destiny of and posterity of Africa. Why? Because we don't even understand what happened. Because we don't understand what is going on in the world. Many of us, all this thing about being Dudu, being Oyibo, and we don't even understand what it means. Normally, as normal African person where in Nigeria, we go just anything Oyibo is good. Even you go past, they go say they see black hand, anything black is bad, We don't even know anything. We just there. So that way take and grow like they go say Oyibo and anything Oyibo and just good. You won't go Oyibo because all these Oyibo things, if you go church, you go see Mother Mary, you go they pray, that kind of thing. You understand? You go they look Jesus, you go they pray, all that kind of thing. So that thing don't enter our mind. Say we not just good for anything, and we not even they invest in all this technology. Anything where go question anything, they go say don't question. No, what you don't know is bigger than you. Don't question. Don't ask questions. You say if you ask too much, you will go mad. You will disappear. One thing will happen to you. Don't ask questions. Even you see this bingo, they will still be telling me what you don't know is bigger than you. Don't talk about IPOB. What you don't know is because everything that is a mystery is shrouded. It's not understandable. It's not questionable. That's what we have been taught to like and appreciate. But anything that you can ask question and seek answer, you don't see us there. They don't see themselves. Pan-Africa is just a tip on the iceberg. Because where the people where you the Pan-Africa, where their mind is too far now. You want to do Pan-Africa with somebody like a Nigerian person that see Fulani as his enemy that you want to go and fight war with. Abi, you want to do Pan-Africa with Yoruba that see Omo Igbo. You want to go and do Pan-Africa with Benin people that will they be say if you see Isha, first of all, buy snake before you allow Isha man enter your house. First the way in mind they low like that. Now you want to go they talk about Pan-Africanism. It's too far away. Yeah, they never start. The education, you need to even start say first of all, may first they see your own Igbo person self. Ebonyi people are still crying. Wetin dem do? They no go gree. They no go ever be part of anything. Wetin we do? They complain Ebonyi, only Ebonyi within Igbo land said they never even accept Ebonyi people. Now that person won't go follow do Pan Africa. I want to before I allow our brother to talk, let me show you a video of one of the countries that is right now in military rule. Let me remove the volume. I want to show you, this is Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou to be precise. I'm showing you direct from YouTube, but I'm not showing you I'm not letting it up because of copyright issues. So this is Ouagadougou, you know, it's the capital of Burkina Faso. It's part of the places that the military took over and they are running it, and they are doing it by themselves. So this is the capital, Ouagadougou. I want you to just be taking a looking at Ouagadougou while our brother is talking. You're welcome, my brother.
Yeah, I'm blessed and good evening, and good evening to everyone. Firstly, on the issue of Niger, I hope Bola Tinubu and his kitchen cabinet and spin doctors, they're thinking through everything. Because they shouldn't use this ECOWAS treaty to take Nigeria into an issue that we have nothing to do with. Now, most people will argue the ECOWAS of a thing. ECOWAS in itself, for me, is a failure. You know, if ECOWAS is to be up and doing, say, like the last example, the last election in Nigeria, we shouldn't have foreign observation. All we should have is ECOWAS. And has ECOWAS come up to even challenge the institutions in various ECOWAS countries that are not up and doing? That is the first part. Now, the National Assembly, which I believe, without the approval of the National Assembly, the president cannot deploy Nigerian troops outside of Nigeria. You know, and this is this brings to bear how sound majority of our politicians are. When I mean sound, I mean with geopolitics. You know, this burdens more on moral than trying to go to proxy on behalf of any other country. Now, let us think as Africans. All these things we have now, you know, this territory for Nigeria, be it ISWAP and the rest. When did it, you know, get out of hand? It was during the Arab Spring. Tunisia knew what they have within their territory, and they've been trying to manage that situation. The same thing in Egypt, the same thing in Libya. What did we see in Libya? Britain and America go arm those people. Now, let us not forget, even the former president, Buhari, admitted that most of the Bua, they come from Libya. Even there are pictures of even foreign machineries from these BH guys. When they for them for various locations for Sambisa. Now do them. You know. Now, what am I saying is these are the things the national security apparatus should be discussing. If they enter Niger, it could destabilize us. Because at the end of the day, the Nigerians understand their populace better than a Nigerian. You know, people need to go back to Egypt. It's a clear case study. I don't want to mention the movement which they are not being suppressed, but they are being managed. It's just like, you know, when you go to Lebanon, there's a certain group that is being managed. Giving those groups upper hand would destabilize not just Lebanon, it will spring to other neighboring countries. And this is what we are suffering within our West African, you know, corridor. President Bola Tinubu, he ran for office to serve Nigerians.
The thing is, like when I'm looking at it, I'm feeling that the thing is deeper than we see, right? Like Chetana have also said, because if you are not there, you can't really know what is being said and what is going on, right? And you can know that it's not an easy thing for an African man that need everything. It's like a baby. African people have put themselves in the position of a baby. Do you know how needy a baby is?
Blessed let me go back to same Libya. After Libya, Britain, they set up an inquest. Tony Blair admitted. The former president of America, Barack Obama, said Libya was his greatest mistake. What did NATO say? They will never send boots or set boots on the soil. Now, France, America, they are trying to coerce Buhari into doing the proxy for them. If they want, let them go and invade Niger themselves. Take ECOWAS out of it. Let them not use this ECOWAS umbrella to deceive themselves. At the end of the day, what am I saying now? Have we gone to the streets of Nairi, the various cities in Niger, to ask them what they're, okay, now, U3, they have it. Canada have it. Why are they not going to disturb Canada? France. Canada, are they not developing their own region from the same U3 where these people get? One, I said earlier on, this shows the level of, geopolitics our people know, our politicians, how sound they are. Almost the same resources that is in Niger is in Canada. Why is nobody going to trouble Canada? Now, there are things I don't want to say, but anybody that knows history, I am coming now.
I don't understand your argument. Like,
my argument is this:
I'm drifting off.
Buhari should stay away. Nigeria should stay away. ECOWAS should stay away.
Okay.
That is it. Because if they use this ECOWAS of a thing to coerce Buhari, what Nigeria will be doing is fighting a proxy on behalf of France and America. It's as simple as ABCD.
Okay. So what do you think will happen if they need, if the military coup leaders are not budging in, because the demand is for them to reinstate that what is his name, Benzoin or something like that, right? That man they remove, that they should put him back. That is the demand. What if he flat out refuse and say never?
They have the right to refuse. The question I would ask, they have the right to refuse. That's my answer. Now, let's look within Africa. Is Niger the only country that had that experience? You just mentioned Burkina Faso. Why are they not putting pressure on Burkina Faso to return to civilian rule? There's an interest. Certainly, there's an interest.
Yeah, we know there's an interest. And that interest, everybody is looking at their interest. Even Nigeria, as a baby, is also looking at his interest. Because when you depend on the West for everything, for example, even our payment system, even everything we are using is coming from them.
It's not, for me, it's not about depending on the West. We have leaders who are more interested. I am coming. The way it appears, this is my personal opinion. The leadership is showing that it's more interested in doing the bidding of those who have interest in Niger than fixing Nigeria, which is first priority.
Yes.
And have they thought through?
Yes, it's first priority, but do they have a choice?
Yes, they do.
What can they do?
Simply, they decline. At the end of the day, they decline. Like I did say in my beginning, in the beginning, when I started my contribution, ECOWAS, what have ECOWAS done to correct most anomaly going on? Should I mention Cameroon? What have they done?
You are not on that. Like, you are looking at the symptoms. I'm sorry to say, we have to look at the fundament from the foundation. Can a baby that you are feeding have any demand on you?
Of course, yes.
Like, I mean, how will I put it? Like, out of your love for the baby, right? You can try to meet the baby's need, right? You understand me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 Okay. But if can that baby not threaten you and say you must do like this?
I have a right to decline. Even there are things my own son asked of me. I said no.
Okay.
Simple as ABCD. I said no. You're not having it. You're not having it. And if anything happens and they help to destabilize Niger, which neighboring country will suffer the consequences?
No, I want you to look at it in the way that, like, someone that his hands are tied. What are the options before they have?
If you are saying the hands are tied, I don't believe that Tinubu's hands are tied. At the end of the day, whether anyone accepts it or not, he has a mind of his own. Niger is a sovereign country. Despite what is going on there, you know, boots are not needed. The only thing that is needed is like what is done, sending delegates to have a conversation. And let's remember, first, when they sent Abu Salami, they refused to give him listening ear. Then probably maybe he got a different intel that Sanusi would be a better suit. And Sanusi went. They had a listening ear. Those guys in Niger, they have their grievances. They understand, they didn't do this thing for fun. That is what I see. They did this thing with some cogent reasons. So this is something the counterpart, which when I mean counterpart, ECOWAS needs to understand. At the end of the day, the least we need now within African region or corridor is to destabilize any region or any country. Let's
Okay.
manage the peace. That
Okay.
is my own take on
Yeah.
it. Let's manage it
Yeah.
rather than
That's my
they can give them a timeline to return back to democracy. And you made a very valid point. You see, I've always asked this question, like, where did this idea come from that democracy must be replicated across all countries? If we look Far East Asia, most of the something is echoing. Most of
Oh,
the
from our brother here.
yeah, most of the Arab countries, they don't have democracy. They have a system of government that suits them, you know, and same applies to some of the Western countries as well. They have their own kind of democracy, like, you know, some people they practice monarchy. We can mention places like Spain, they do the same. Austria as well. I don't know if most people know even Austria have a king, but they are silent. They have their own kind of government. So if it is, you know, a government that will look after its population, give them what they need, then America should let them be. They should let them be. At the end of the day, nobody should. This is outside completely of my, our conversation. Let me not go too far.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome, my brother Oshoba. I greet you.
good evening. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're right, sir.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
How are you doing today?
I did fine, thank you.
Um,
Before you go on, I wanted to share this, continue showing you this Wagadugu
oh,
from
good.
video of this our brother that was taken out by IPOB. Remember this guy, Ebo G? He was on his way from Benue around Enugu. He was taken out. They needed his drone. They thought the drone is the one they go and use for Nigerian military because he used drone to be doing all this shooting. They now saw the drone. They wanted to take it. That's why they wasted him for us. So I'm giving him tribute again, remembering him and pulling up his video to show us he was also in Ouagadougou. He was doing so well, but they don't appreciate people who build. They only love people who want to bring destruction. You're welcome.
Right. May so rest in peace.
Amen.
You can imagine how much of talents have been wasted in Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sad when we see things like this.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know where this is coming from, that Nigeria will be invaded, that even ECOWAS now, or the West or whichever forces we want to think of now will be invading Niger Republic?
I think the question our brother here asked, Joseph, he said maybe we should discuss it in this direction. Is Africa absolutely independent? And I think that's where I'm coming from when I was talking about the baby parents analogy that I was giving. You recall? You understand, my brother?
Yeah. How great our babies walk within 8 months on thereabout, isn't it? Look, can I just take us back a bit?
Okay.
To our secondary school history in the days when we still do history. I can't remember who this author was. It described the soil in Africa as being so fertile that if you plant a 9-inch nail, it will germinate. And I'll tell you what, God has been so kind to us in Africa that we became so lazy. Necessity had always been the mother of invention. The West ventured out because they had nothing, because they had hostile weather. My great grandfather would say, today I want the best meat. Behind his house, he would take his gun, go behind his house, shoot an antelope. He will say, today I want fish. He will go to his 2 meters down the road. He gets fish. The beans that were bad yesterday that they throw out in the garden, 3-4 weeks later, they harvest beans from there. So we had been so lazy that we do not think of inventing things. People venture out. As it is now, why are we all over the world? Because Nigeria has suddenly became when my father came to study in England, job was waiting for them back home. They couldn't even wait to finish before they went back home.
So if you are joining us, this is Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso we are looking at, and it is under military rule. Continue.
So Africa, we had been so blessed by God that our brain refused to grow. You just said it. At 6, 7, 8 months old, we are walking, we are agile, we are good. But that's where it ends. You said a child born in Europe who would not walk at that stage, but by 1.5, you can have meaningful conversation with them. But ours, no. It's a problem that we have in Africa, which is born out of laziness. It's just that democracy, we should allow our democracy, whichever way we want to run it, to flourish, to mature. We are always in a haste to want to perfect things. There are times mistakes will be made. People will fumble and wumble to make things work. But in Africa, we are always in a rush to want to judge our leaders. I am not a leader in Africa. I do not have any political affiliation in Nigeria. But one thing I have got to understand is that 1965, 66, it was, 6 years into our democracy, some overzealous group of soldiers came, truncated. We didn't learn. I'm not saying there are no stupid, corrupt politicians. If we go into the history of the Western world, that brought that nurtured democracy. They made their mistakes too. They did.
Yeah, I want
But-
to read this comment from a contributor here, Igbo
Yeah.
Kibo. He's Iba, something like that. He said, "Don't you know that Nigeria has a gas pipeline passing through
No,
Niger?"
I'm coming. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that.
No, I just want to read because
Yeah.
I find that he kind of captured what is at stake in one comment. Like he just put it there raw. I think that is what I was trying to communicate with Chimeze, this position. Like if you are in this position, like it's a position nobody would really want to be right now, where Mr. Tinubu find himself, right? He said, don't you know that Nigeria has a gas pipeline pass through Niger? That is one of their interests in Nigeria. And my brother Chimeze is addressing, he said, understand that Tinubu is in a cross line. He's in a cross line, which if he refuses to do what Papa Samuel and Macron is asking for, that those documents that they will, they go change them for him. You understand? And this ECO, whatever they are talking about, have not even done any of that. They have not resolved any abnormal issue in West Africa, for example.
ECOWAS.
So you should understand that Baba Tinubu is not, Emiloko is not, they say uneasy lies the head that wear the crown. Now that's so. You understand?
I was coming to the Niger situation. Yesterday, I tested you on your program when I talked about the Niger problem and the Russia issue. I was coming to that. Maybe I should just go into that. And you say foreign policies are shaped by national interests. What is Nigerian interest in Niger? If you look at the map of Nigeria, we are bordered by Niger up there, Burkina Faso there, Mali somewhere there. We have a gas interest. Chimeze will remember when in the heat of the COVID. Okay, you are in Germany, aren't you, madam? So you probably bought the brunt of it. Your gas supply comes directly from Russia.
It used to come from Russia.
It used to come from Russia until Ukraine was invaded.
Yeah.
Russia turned off the tap.
Yeah.
Issues happen. It affected us here. We begin to look. Then Boris was going around shopping for countries. He went to Europe. He went to Saudi Arabia and all that. And they had discussions with Nigeria. This is what Nigeria is doing. We are now beginning to want to pipe our gas to Europe. And you think Russia is not behind the scene, looking at us becoming a market, a competitor in Europe? Just look at that. That's something that a lot of people might not be aware of. So that's why I started off by saying foreign policy is shaped by national interest. But then we are never going to go to Niger for a war, for God's sake. In history of peacekeeping missions, that's what ECOWAS would do. It's a peacekeeping mission. Peacekeeping mission is when there are crises in a nation fighting, people fighting against people in a country. That's not happening in Niger. All that will be said about Niger, look, what's happening in Niger is an internal crisis. Niger can decide to change their leader, whether by the gun or by the ballot box. It's their problem. They'll solve it. We are telling them, a democratic governance is better than a civilian, a military regime. Guys, think about it. Military, go back to barracks. We'll put sanctions, we'll put this or that. We cannot. And there is not going to be war in Niger. When we had a crisis in Nigeria, that Tinubu and Nadeko championed. We didn't go to war. We forced the military back to barracks. So why would we now go to war in a country that is not even ours? It's not going to happen. We have a national interest.
That is coming back to the question that you started off with. Is Africa really independent?
We are not independent.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are not.
You're making a valid point. What everything you are saying is true, but on the backdrop of I remember when I was in Redeem, when Baba Adeboye used to preach, he will say that we should pray that God should remove all the but in our life. You know, that they will say so many things and then but you know. So Nigeria, we don't need to go to war. Nigeria don't have any interest. But do you have the independence to do what you want according to your interest? That is the question that our brother asked.
Yeah, no man is an island. We can be propelled by the Western world. They can fight. In most cases, Britain, America had fought wars, used people in the country to fight wars. But the bottom line still comes down to, are the people that are being used willing tools?
That is also another way of saying, are you independent? Do you have the will? Having the will is there, one thing, but having the freedom to execute your free will is another thing. Baba Tinubu understand what is at stake. He's an African man, right? He knows that 1/3 of the country he's ruling is bordering this country we are talking about, right?
Yes.
And so he has that free will to say, no, I cannot do this. I'm going to jeopardize my country. It's too much, 2 million, 200. We have so much on our plate. But does he have that possibility to stand his ground against Papa Samuel?
Look, Blessedom, like I said, there is always going to be a trade-off. You want us to do this? What do we get in return? We sell this.
It depends.
I mean, there is always
when someone is bigger than you and you are like a baby, depending on him.
When someone is bigger than you,
can you ask of?
When someone is bigger than you and is asking you to do him or her a favor, it's the best time to ask for what you really needed as in return.
Yeah,
but I do not.
It's not going to go beyond individual personal.
Why would we be going to war in Niger? Because the military in Niger decide to overthrow a democratically elected government in Niger? Why would sovereignty of a nation is important, is sacrosanct. Every invasion that America, Britain, NATO had done, it has always been crisis internally. Internal crisis is what they jump on. But have we seen people on the street of Niger saying we are being shot? Have we seen that? No, we haven't.
No.
So why would a military from another country or whichever way, a region or whatever?
The question for your first analysis, you have already answered the question. You said it that first of all, this thing we are using this side, we are getting it from Russia.
Yes.
Then while happen, they say they no buy from Russia again. The Russia close their this thing. Then block them. They spoil the one way there for sea, right? The
Yeah.
pipeline, right?
Yeah, the
So
pipeline.
that
Yeah.
road closed now. And so when you spoil the one way they close to, you want to go to Africa, build another pipeline. So Russia itself want to sell at some point, Abi.
Yes.
Then he go sit down, they look. So is it not for him to they say when if the mountain cannot go to Mohammed has to go to the mountain, right?
Yeah.
So what do you want? You understand? That's what I'm saying. It's a proxy something. Now
Yeah.
we
Yeah. It's a proxy war.
thief, we can't put ourselves as babies. Help me, my helper. Now you are now in a situation that you can't even have you. I don't know. You understand me? So now that sense, and I feel like somehow I'm feeling that I'm seeing that that Baba Tinubu is on low for first of all, I thought that's where they want the water. Then you see they stand and say, maybe they talk. Somehow I feel like they reason that guy somehow.
Bless it on. With Russia on one hand and Nigeria on another hand, with Niger in the middle, for a deal, Niger will deal with Nigeria as against Russia at some point. At some point, it will happen. It will happen. All this crisis, all this noise, when the noise dies down, the diplomacy will come into being. OAU will play a part. ECOWAS will play a part. Don't forget, we have a treaty with them in the 60s, in 1960, not to dam River Niger. You know, River Niger takes its source from Futajolo, and Nigeria is on the at the base. If Niger dammed it, we wouldn't have had water flowing into River Niger. This is the crucifix of why we supply their 70% of electricity from Kanji Dam. It is for them not to dam, and I think we had switched it off, but they had even dammed anyway, and we are not even using Kanji Dam anymore. We don't use the dam for our power supply. Kanji Dam only gives us 7,000 megawatts. Egbe in Korodu in Lagos there is producing 3,000 megawatts from hydro or whatever they call it. I can't remember what they call it. So the Kanji Dam supply is not even the main thing anymore. But the thing is, when push come to shove, Niger will do a deal with Nigeria as against doing a deal with Russia.
Okay.
Because they stand more to gain from their next door neighbor than from a far Russia miles away.
Okay.
And it's just going to be a diplomatic thing. All right, we'll pipe this gas here. We'll give you 5% of whatever we make from the gas. I mean, whatever Russia want to come and dump at you, it's just going to be a one-off, and they will go. But we're there forever. I mean, diplomacy, negotiation, talk will come into play at some point. But I don't know. This is the second time we're having this discussion. I remember the first time you asked if I had an inside knowledge of is Nigeria. I said no, I don't. But looking at things from face value, we're never going to go to war in Niger. Why would we go to war in Niger? Is Niger in crisis? Are we usurping the sovereignty of Niger? Will anybody, all this while that we've been having military interventions and even with the election that we are saying, people are some sector are saying it's not free and fair, all that. Has any other country of the world come to usurp as a sovereignty? We can't do that in Niger, for God's sake. There will be noise, but it will die down.
Okay, hopefully. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, my people, it's been an interesting conversation. So, what I want you people to know is that, like our brother has just said, everything is about interest. It's interest. So, always keep it in mind that it's all about interest, and the interest of two big boss. Nine with the talk so. And you know, you know the new ones now. You understand? Something is going on, eh? Because of because of this what they call it also, these natural resources. That's the main issue. It's always about the natural resources. It's not about you. It's not about what you believe. It's not about your ethnicity. It's always about the resources. What did they define for there? Eh? If you stand for their way, if you stand for their way, they're not sending you message. You. Let me remove this one. If you stand in their way, they know they look face. Oh. Eh? Show una see wetin happen to Libya. They know they look. Show una see wetin happen to Saddam. If you stand in their way, no be moi now. You see, now the guy now they talk wetin dey happen so. So that's why I'm showing you guys Ouagadougou. 9 days that place now. 9 they run that place. You know. So what is the interest that Nigerian politicians actually have beyond bread and butter, eating, enjoying, carry woman, rent hotel? What are their territorial, international interests for the state of Nigeria? You know, I believe that maybe before somebody goes into politics, they should go through some kind of training, some kind of policy school or school of government, or maybe take a certification. Let it even that they have heard it before, that they have heard something, so that not just somebody will just wake up, somebody go and thief, hammer money, use and buy vote, you go enter government, be that. You know, everything is about interest. So you have to be looking. If you say you know they do, and you need everything from them, how you want it one? That's why I want people to understand. It's not about taking side, because as person will be like this, nobody's saying you take side or you not take side. Like a brother was telling me yesterday that I should concentrate, I should focus. I should focus on what is coming. With what will I focus? With what? It's just for you to understand that. Wait, not be saying you go take side, begin they say, yeah, they carry a flag. Nobody send you message. Because the oil where we get, the gold where we get, everything where we get, Russia get them. As Russia self won't sell their own market, we too we won't sell, right? And now who they in control, now they talk how much that they sell that thing, how the economy go be. That is the main issue. So una no one buy for Russia hand again, right? Una come dey build pipeline from Nigeria, they go Europe. And Oga Putin go come dey look and say, so now here I go come dey like this, I go just dey inside River Niger like this, so go enter my eye. Because if they succeed, I be say, wetin go come happen to am, right? You no go just sit down dey look now. And always there's that link, that weak link, where they murmur, where they vex, where they know they happy. Now from there you go from enter. You go from there enter. You don't understand. You from there enter immediately. That's what they are doing. So when they see the opportunity, they go from there enter. Already through Libya, the whole place don't already they porous. The whole place go they already they porous. And if Oga put am fit enter Niger, enter Niger, take hold of that Niger, because that place might be the the real, because Niger get very big land mass. So if they feel hold that place already, Sudan with the on the Chad on the other, go reach Sudan, don't already come up for their hand, right? If they feel hold that place, it don't finish. Now be say, now then go come talk how economy won't be for the whole world. Because Putin not be say he need and say he want to the user. Now he need them as a control mechanism. He need it as a control mechanism. You understand? Not be saying need and say he want to the user because he get a nyafo. You not get what he want to oil do. But he need to dey in control. Make it be say now they runner, now they talker. And if that thing enter in control, you don't finish. You don't finish. America, all this way they call themselves West, you don't finish. So waiting they on ground for Niger, no be small matter. No be waiting go they look, they say Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani. Now it won't be like say now there the real World War won't start to, because they not go agree. They not go agree, because now it's like it don't reach wall, now push back. Now the last bus of the day, so now the last bus of the day like this. I'm telling you, that is missing. Exactly, Brandon. That they control that side. You understand? But now this one ain't they more important now. Why? Because the other main European Union need them. You know, we just talk about European Union, you know, go reach Britain. Now there now be the cocoa, now the foundation of the economy, the black gold. How they want to do one? It's not a walk in the park. I'm not envying President Tinubu. I'm not envying him at all. But I'm having faith that Omalu Ogbo fun Ogbo, he get one kind sense where Yoruba people they get. I'm hoping that he will be able to use it. May God just help us. Please let everybody be praying, because this thing not be blame game. Some people think that it's a matter of maybe they go carry propaganda. They carry propaganda. It's not about propaganda. It's not about propaganda. Because if Papa Samuel no get wetin he wants, they no dey take am like that too. They no send you message. If una like una kpai 100, 1 million, they no send una message. If we are talking about if you are looking at the map, I want to show you guys the map. Let me show you the map a little bit. You can see. You see who they here. Papa Samuel they here. You see here. Then they here. Are you seeing? They see Amen, they see fine, they see everything, they see. You see Nigeria here, then they there. Upon us say then they there. I don't know. Are you people seeing it well? Or maybe I should zoom it out a little bit. Yeah. Sure, you can see it. Are you seeing here? So this is Nigeria here. Wow. Voila. All these places where you see like this now red, oh, no peace in Africa. No peace. You they see Nigeria here, they see Chad, you see Niger here. Here, then they there with all their military, but we Boko Haram no finish. See Burkina Faso, you see who they there. See Mali, see Guinea. Are you seeing it? So the only place where get relative peace, you understand? Nine be here. Even here, they don't still try that push here, Equatorial Guinea. And work, then catch the British person, Margaret Thatcher's son, even follow for the people who do that coup for Equatorial Guinea here. They catch them some years ago. I don't know whether they have even released that man. So the thing is, we need to understand. While I be like waiting. While I be like no be small thing, oh. So all of them wey dey for here for Nigeria, they shout Zoom must fall. I don't know where they even get where they want run to now, because the people where they on this corner of Cameroon where they're supposed to run to, they don already dabaru that place. Are you see it don't shift, oh? Are you people seeing it? This I know they their side again. Here they fight. This small side for here, they say they want gain what did they call them? Tigray. They want gain independence. Because of that, then they fight the whole time. Before Somalia here was part of Ethiopia, they say they won't go because the water they their side, they let them go. While I still they there, no peace. America they there. Mama Eliza and the people they there. Are you see them? Now Ethiopia can't dey like this now. It can't be like say, you see this here, Djibouti still break away from Ethiopia. So all these places then break away from Ethiopia. And mind you, Ethiopia, they no colonize them. They no colonizer. Now still all this complain. I want to do that. They not do like this. My ethnic group, now so they don't take a country where nobody colonize. See, Eritrea don't break, Djibouti don't break, Somalia don't break. Another one day here they fight. They say they won't break Tigray. So Ethiopia first get access to this ocean since. But because of all of this breakaway here, Ethiopia has to rely on Kenya to transport their goods. Are you seeing it? Because all these places come turn to enemy. Still, there is no peace. Eritrea, they no see peace. Every day they inside water, they won't go Europe. Somalia, we know. Even Somalia, they don't see separate. One call himself Somaliland somewhere here. They don't break. Nobody recognize them, but they do their thing. Now, Somalia money then they use, but they call themselves Somaliland. Their whole passport, their whole everything, nobody recognize them. 9 days here, Somaliland, inside Somalia, still. So after they break from Ethiopia, and meanwhile, Ethiopia is still in relative peace until this issue of Tigray started. And that Tigray too, who they give them backbone, na still Papa Samuel. You understand? So all this something like this, it goes back to that question where our brother asked, say, we really dey independent. Exactly. Exactly. So the thing is, it's not a matter of say for you to be doing propaganda and be say, oh, Africa, Tinubu, local, it's bigger than that. You don't want to be in Baba Tinubu's position right now. I'm telling you, you don't want to be in his position. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. You say you are excited, Armageddon. I don't envy am. I don't envy Baba Tinubu. That place where in dey now, it dey hot. Hey, now, because they no wan go put am face to face. Because e go too much. You don't know how many people don't buy for Ukraine. No be small thing now. People when it be say they no fair they born how many children say they don't pass 1 million, we don't buy. You know what that thing mean on both sides? Eh? Hey, it not be easy thing, oh. The situation on ground now. Eh? That is a infinity eternity. That's the so I don't even know, honestly. So right now, unfortunately for our people in the southeast, they have set their home on fire. I posted the video that Ijele did, sharing what yesterday we talked about Benjamin in Madubugu and the confession he was making, right? And today Ijele posted that video that George Onyibe was confessing. Did you hear what George Onyibe was saying in that video? They are still buying people in Alibo. So they have desecrated the whole land. I shared with you the video of the Eze that they went to put blessing with fire again today. They have gone to bless another Eze and many houses in that community. The videos will soon come. You have seen the motor that they went to people's compound. They will carry your motor, scatter it, sell it, pass. They don't need to be doing importer again. The importer they are doing is inside the villages, inside the city there. Carry any motor where they go, bukaya, sell and pass. You know you are not an importer, but you they sell spare parts. That's what they are doing. So it's interesting time ahead. So I would like to finish by encouraging you. If you are if you are in Nigeria and you have access to any piece of land, try to put something in it. Try to put something in it. People should not be like our brother said. We were kind of taught that farming or anything to do with agriculture is suffering. So we have the land that can produce the food, but we have been taught a lifestyle that doesn't encourage us to engage with the soil. And we see the soil as suffering, right? And we see farming as suffering, especially those of us in the south. Those of them in the north, they are still selling food, they are still into agriculture production, right? Although the insecurity is hampering it, but at least it's still going on in the north, massive. Is the main source of income there, agriculture. But for us, it's trading because it's quick money, it's easy money. We are not thinking about food sustenance. We are not thinking of food sufficiency. And it's interesting because one of the things that made many Igbo people to perish during the Biafra War was lack of food sufficiency. We didn't have food. Our food had to come from somewhere else. And when you are in a conflict situation, you cannot guarantee that the food will come. And so people have to go without food. And so you would think that the first priority of our people would be food sustenance. But we still don't have food. Instead, all our land, we are pouring concrete on it in the name of development. So people will be in big houses that you can't even pluck pear. Back in the day in Alibo, if you go to any compound, they'll have different things inside that compound. They will have backyard land, maybe plantain, banana, orange. There will be land for ugu. Like in our village in those days, it was like that. If you want to cook soup, you go to the backyard, take some leaves. Rarely we buy leaves we need. We want bitter leaf, we take it from we take our own oha. We have oha tree. When we have oha, even your neighbors, everybody had. You can take, okazi, uziza, all those things. We didn't buy. It was there, pepper. You can just go pluck like 2 pepper, but all those things are no more. Every house, people build it, they pour concrete everywhere. Because of it's easy to manage, because when you are not there many times and you don't want to send somebody to go and be managing it for you because of criminal mindset, you don't know what people have in mind, all those things. To protect yourself, you pour concrete on it, is easier, so that you know, snakes and rodents and all those things will not take over the whole house before you come back, right? But if you live in the southeast or you have access, you'll be going, or not even in the southeast. What am I saying? In the southeast, people are running away. There's nobody, people that are there are looking for where to go again in many communities. So if you have land wherever you are from Nigeria, try to use it. Try to use it. I mean, start something. Maybe put some yam, put some corn, put groundnut. Back in the day, groundnut is the easiest. 4 months, 3 months, it will you already harvested. Yeah, exactly. In the name of civilization. So everything we are doing is like civilization. You understand? So we have been taught wrongly. Whereas, like here, I see German people, even though they don't have land, even though they don't have, in their balcony, they will put pots, they will put sand, they will plant things, tomato with pots, put them all across their balcony in their kitchen, be watering it every time, you know, having some green inside their house. They don't have land because they were taught. Everything is education. If they teach you the right way, you will follow the right way. So now what is reigning for them is go back to the roots, go back to the roots, go back to the roots. And what are they doing with going back to the roots? Criminality.
Community.
Criminality. I want to show you this video, pictures of somebody said a Dibia, native doctor, took them to. So sorry, where is the screen now? Yeah, sorry guys, I've seen what I'm looking for. Yeah, so native doctor took them. He took them to river to go and bless them. See the number of youths. They have hands, they have legs, they are carrying their phone, they are doing yahoo yahoo. Native doctor took them to the sea to go and bless them so that their maga go they pay. That is the going back to the roots that they are doing. That is their own going back to the root. Can you imagine? So all this thing is deception. We are not even helping the issue. We are not helping ourselves. We are not helping ourselves. You say you want to go back to your roots. Go back to your roots. It's still the same criminality. Everything you are doing, you cannot even be having integrity. Go back to your roots. Is becoming dumber and becoming more wicked and backward. How can you see a young girl that is mentally incapable and you are still saying it's a winch, tying or doing wicked things? Somebody instead of you to go and do autopsy, you take him to one fake dibia. You'll be doing fake something, incriminating one person. They will start beating the person. What is the problem? This backwardness, and I know they tire. Going back to the roots is not supposed to be like that. Going back to the roots is supposed to take some concepts, mainly the philosophical concept that help them to live. Not to go and be dancing up and down. Now, since they are doing this, going back to the root, they are buying people. They are buying people. Buying people. Putting it in pots. Is that going back to your root? You want to buy so many people to put all of them in pots. And we have police people, they have all this information, they are not doing anything about it. Right? So we are not even helping ourselves. When we are talking about what Oyibo are doing for their own self, for their own interest, what is our own interest? To eat today and shit and tomorrow and look for what to eat again. Just like an animal in the bush. Exactly. Going back to the roots supposed to be looking at your ancestors, what helped them? How did they live? What are the concepts? What are the philosophy that they live by? What is the thing that helped them to survive? These people have been here millions of years, they survive. These people are the people that lay the foundation that we have today, that have the language, the food we are eating, how to cook it, how did they, you know, those are going back to the root. Going back to the root is not dancing every day, hey, oh, doing juju, oh, juju, oh, juju, oh, juju, dancing, buying people, putting them inside pot, doing juju. Huh? Very behind, and it's a sad thing to witness. And especially in today's world, even with all the information available, how can you be that retarded and backward and support anybody that come and tell you any rubbish and you don't have the brain? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, honestly. I think we need to, I don't know what we need to do, but now that this Gbasgbos is on the corner, it's not going to be an easy thing, because the interest there is huge. The interest there is huge. And I don't know how we want to overcome it. I don't know. Exactly. That's why. And they will always find that missing link. Even if Niger was not available, they will use this Biafra. They will find something that they will use. They will always use a missing link. ECOWAS is there. Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire, he changed the constitution, make himself third term. ECOWAS did not go and say anything. Is that not institutional coup? Is that not institutional coup? What about the Upobia in Cameroon? You don't even know where he is again. He will be there. They'll say, well, you don't know. It's like he's having, this something with memory, dementia. But there, every time Macron will stand with him, hey, that's what they like. But what about we? What are we doing? We're not helping the issue at all. It's very easy to blame Oyibo people. I'm not blaming Oyibo person, no. Like my grandmother will say, they're not the tell person where they chop in things, say, see as you they do your mouth, you know? Because now your mouth, now you get your mouth, now you know how you they chew your thing, they chop your thing. So if you don't arrange yourself well, it's not anybody's problem. Nobody will come and save you. That's the issue. Nobody is even better than the other. You are like, just like now you wear the shoe, now you know how they pain you. That's the situation. And then they go look at us. Waiting again, you go see refugee. Oh, help! They'll come. They laugh us the more. Now, it's like we don't they recover. We don't they come up. We don't they follow them. They use telephone. They do funky soft life. Then they look us. You don't reach now. They go say, see all this one. We are on a fair be the same. By the time all of una go carry sacco for head now, enter bush. Then they pie everywhere again. I don't understand this madness. Where people no fit understand, especially those one in leadership. What did they do there? The first thing that need to happen in Nigeria is the INEC need to deregister all the political party or reform, not deregister, I mean reform the political party in a way that you need to tell us your stand. What is your philosophy of life? What is your worldview? What ideology is your party standing? So that the day the person want to change from that party to the next party will ask him, what's happen? So you don't believe in this thing again. You don't. It's like when you are, for example, you're a Christian, you believe that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, right? And that's your worldview, that's your belief. And you read the Bible and you take most of your moral from the Bible, what the Bible said, your guidelines, for example. That's how it's supposed to be. Then if you're a Muslim, you are looking up to the Quran and you are praying to the Prophet, right? And you are taking the moral from the Quran, doing what they say you should do in the Quran. That is what guides you. It's your guiding principle. So you cannot wake up one day and say, and jump into Christianity. Then what happened? You don't believe in the Prophet again, may peace and blessing be upon his name. You don't believe him again or what? Or when you are a Christian, you now jump into mosque and say, you have to do a confession and say, okay, from today on, I don't believe this again. I don't. So we can even know where you stand. Because right now, these people are unstable. Yeah, you cannot gain anything from someone that is unstable. Somebody that has no mind of his own, that don't have anything that he believes in, that is looking for where there's meat in the soup, so he will carry his eba and go there. That's the problem we are seeing today. And people can do anything. So the politicians, first of all, have shown people that you can do anything and get away with it. So people are doing it, buying people because you want to go and get money. Buying people because you want to go and get money. Who does that? Of course. Of course. Exactly. So it's easy to say we blame the West, we blame the West, we blame the West. But if they, like I said yesterday, if they give you visa, where will you go? Will you go to Russia or you go to, will you go to China or the US? Bad at all, So easy to blame. What, you are not even ready to do anything well for yourself. You go carry money chop, build hospital, get running water. Una know the shame, Nigerian leaders. Like a whole state, there's no running water system. Like seriously. There's no system to remove, to take away garbage on the street. Every day, you are not ashamed. Every day you come and say you're doing road, and still there is no road. Year in, year out. But instead, you invest millions and millions to go and buy bulletproof car. You invest, if you do the right thing, you don't need bulletproof car. You will mingle with the people like European leaders. You go with the people, mingle, but because you steal everything for yourself, you want to be in bulletproof and eat alone so that nobody will reach you, no bullet will touch you. Thank you, Ezioku. So it's not about blame. Me, I don't subscribe to blame. I remember my mother told me, I don't remember what happened, but I was given an excuse why something didn't go well. And she told me, she said, well, at the end of the day, they are going to say, you didn't do what you're supposed to do. That's what people see. It doesn't matter your reason. It doesn't matter your reason. At the end of the day, you failed in your own primary obligation. So your duty should be to do your best within any circumstances available to you, and it will be visible. Look at us as ordinary individuals. In spite of all the challenges, in spite of all the difficulties, in spite of how we had to grow, those of us that went to Nigerian University, you know how tough it was. You know how difficult it was. For example, anything you needed to do, but because of that willingness to do good for yourself, to strive, that hormone that is pumping you, that you have that zeal to make something out of your life. Look at us today. Many of us, it's not like we are rich, but at least we can eat, right? We are not in that helpless situation. Imagine if our leaders have that mindset. Good evening, Sani. Imagine if our leader have that mindset. Like, bad, why West do or West no do, America do or no America, China do or no do. Which one you they do? You have to fulfill your own personal primary obligation. And this is why I look at our Southeastern leaders. They think that I am anti-Igbo. I am not anti-Igbo. I see their failure in their primary obligation. You are crying that they are not giving your people work. For example, if you go to Imo State, Imo Modern Poultry that Mbakwe did is lying fallow. It's a massive acre of land. It can be the agricultural revolution of the Southeast. That Imo Modern Poultry alone, it has every section: meat, pork, beef, corn, like any agricultural product. That could be the hub. Mechanize it, producing garri, baggaging it, the rice, baggaging it. But it's lying fallow. Every day, Uzodinma will come and snap picture. Every day, Uzodinma will come and snap picture, and they are clapping for him. Yes, so the governor, he deal with his own people. The same people you were there when they started, and you fed them lies. The same people you were there at the formation, and you validated their nonsense. Just because you switch party, it doesn't exonerate you. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. I'm very sorry if I offend anybody. You were there prodding IPOB and Kano, and all of a sudden you now turn back. You want to eradicate them. Were you sleeping that time you are doing that? You don't know that there was no Biafra. You don't know. You have Imo Modern Poultry is lying fallow. That place can employ many of these youth. You say unemployment is the root of insecurity. And Kano was gathering there. You know there was unemployment. You were a senator. Why is Imo Modern Poultry lying fallow? For example, because you failed in your primary obligation. Why are there no roof in public schools? Why are there no seats? Why are teachers not paid? Why are pensioners being owed? He was a PDP now. You know what that connotes. They were together when they were having doing the is it not the transfiguration, the Igbo transfiguration of Kano? When they presented him, somebody that is a non-state actor, all of a sudden 5 state governors came together. They want to go and have a conversation with him, and he came in his regalia as a king. Let me see that picture and show you guys. Whenever I think about it, it's just irritating for me, honestly. Right? So we have failed in our primary obligation. It doesn't matter what anybody is doing. What have you done for yourself? You know, of course. Look at me. Like me, I told you guys that I was an orphan. Me and my siblings, we were orphans. But because we understood that we have to do our own primary obligation for ourselves, that which we need to do for ourselves, do it first. Do your own first. That's the issue. You have not done your own, but everything you are pointing finger, you are seeing it clearly what the other people did not do. But do your own first. Mbano, you can't. You can't do your own. I want to pull up that picture that I'm talking about. I think I have that picture somewhere here. We failed ourselves. Tell me what was the problem of Ndigbo that they needed Kanu to be their spokesperson. Why did you need Kanu? Why did you need Nnamdi Kanu? You are a senator. You are a governor. You have the state resources in your hands. I don't get it. Why did you need Kanu to speak for you? Why did we send people to the National Assembly, to the Senate? The picture, I'm trying to cast it. Yeah. Who is here? You see? You see him? Yeah. I'm telling you, if you see the state of schools, so when they stole the education of the children, That's why Bingoism is thriving. That's why anybody can wake up and say he's Aki Tirakwa, Abi Akwa Koko Tirakwa, and then he disappear and he reappear and people believe it and they are happy. Even though two people buy there, they don't ask of those people that buy their life, their future, their children, their family, they are happy because he disappear and come again. That's how low it is. We had you as a senator. You see them here. Why did they need Kanu? What was that for? Look at them here. So you want to tell me that you were there and you could not tell Kanu, stop this thing. Let's try to. You were a senator. You are a stakeholder, and you were here talking with a secessionist that want to break the country, and he has a massive following of youth. Meanwhile, you are the leaders that you are having all the authority in the states, in the region, and you allowed criminality to take root. You allowed Igbo Madu to be the order of the day in Alibo. And all of a sudden, it's like the saying that ndị mụ na ha si achụ ewu na siti na m na-eshi ewu ewu. The people that you are going with you say, we are going, let us go and look for the goat. You got to the road now. He say, oh, you are looking like a goat, or you are looking like a goat. And you want us to be clapping for you. Well, I personally, I feel like there are some things that on principle, I don't know, it's for God. That is for God. Those are the kind of things I live for God. Those are the kind of things I live for God. And now they didn't do the primary obligation that they needed to do for Ndi Igbo, our youth. Yeah, my people, I don't know what else to say. What is in a primary school that they cannot put the zinc together and make it functional and pay? How much do you have to pay a teacher in a primary school, in a secondary school? Why is that hard for them? Why? Why is that hard for them? The things you needed to do, provide job, you had the money coming into the state. You are not owed any allocation, anything. You get all the money complete, all the bonuses, you get it, and you couldn't give it back to the people. And then you went to go and bring a colomenta, someone that is jejely babbing in Bristol, to come and sala ummadisi. The children, the young people you supposed to uphold, and you say no gadero no nama. I live it for God. I am not God. I am not God. Everything is teaching. The Bible said it. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. What you hear have an impact. And these people allow this man to use microphone and talk unbridled into the head of the youth while they sat down watching. Faith comes by hearing. The faith the youth have in this criminal, they festered it. They had radio stations, they could have countered all those narratives, they didn't. All those things this guy was saying, Fulani, they are going, all those fake history, pseudo history was giving, they had the apparatus to counter it and bring their people home. Only Rochas stood out. Rochas was governor of Imo State in this time. Did you see him here? And that is why I raised my hand for Owele Ndibo. Anytime, any day. He's my guy. Rochas was the governor of Imo State at this time. But today, the same Owele that was not there is the one they want to blackmail and say he's the one sponsored there, he's the one give them money, all those things. But Owele is not here. He's not seen. And he managed their crisis to that time to make sure that none of the youth in Imo State paid with their life. Every time they came to Imo State to do their rally they were doing, he made sure police was there monitoring everything. They do all their yama and go away again. Nothing happened. Everything in control. Owele. But today, everybody, they remember Owele. They only want to remember bad thing about him. They only want to remember bad thing about him. But he was governor. Did you see him here? And another of our governor that said, no, I will not be a part of this. I will play that video and then I will end it for tonight because it's getting late. I'll play that video and I will end it. And those are the people, the two of them that deserve respect. If you are looking for a Southeast leader to respect, please respect these men because you don't know what they stood against.
We are not Biafra. If anybody is telling you about Biafra, first and foremost, I have been saying it. Chief Elechi said it. Ebonyi State will never be part of Biafra. We are not Biafra. We've been so oppressed, and now we are finding our feet, and they want us to go back. We will not. We are if anybody is telling you about Biafra, first and foremost, I have been saying it. Chief Elechi said it. Ebonyi State will never be part of Biafra.
That is Dave Umahi for you. And he tried his best to do his primary obligation for his people in Ebonyi State, and it is visible. It's not story. It's not you go into Ebonyi State, you see it. These are the two men that we have. Like I said, Owele is not a saint because of what he did with his son-in-law, right? Okay, I forgive him. But, for me personally, there are things that you stand at because you want to save life, because you see your children, you love your children, and you see those other people, you see them as the children of other people. Like you are a parent, they are children to other people, your age mates that are also needing these children. Do you know the number of elderly people that will not have anybody to care for them in the next 10, 20 years? In the next 10, 20, 30 years coming? Why? They have spied all their children. Do you know the number of widows and all these things that they have littered everywhere? Kachineke mezioku. My people, I will leave it here. Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this program. Please don't forget to share the video, like the video, let the conversation continue in the comment section. May God be with all of us as we go into the new week. May his presence and blessings go before us and cover us with his countenance of goodwill and grace. And we shall see us next week, maybe tomorrow or so. I will see how it's going for me. So have a good night rest. Bye for now.